Good evening. Kellen Joseph, I need you to take that into the other room, please, or turn your sound off. Thank you, buddy. That helps. All right. I'm going to get started so that we can all get ourselves wherever it is we need to get ourselves. For me, it's to get these kids actually to go to bed.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. There's nothing to be sorry about. All right. I'm just going to share my screen actually instead of a tab because I have this in PDF. So I wanted to talk through a couple of freebies and freemiums. Some of this might be redundant to you. Some of it may not be, might be brand new information, but regardless, it's just something to consider. It's important for us as coaches and as online marketers, Kellen, 2 more notches, please, to have content we can constantly share. They call it in the online space or just in marketing, something that's evergreen. It's something that's always relevant or can be made relevant again, can give you something to give to people when A, you're short on time, B, you're just trying to build a relationship, C, you want to throw a bonus their way, whatever the case may be. So I've tried to pare down the list a little bit to 5 types of freemiums that we should consider giving to our audience. The first one, which I hope everybody is utilizing to some capacity, is a newsletter. I have to admit, I am rather inconsistent with this, but when I am consistent with it, I really do get good engagement from my audience. I used MailChimp for a long time, and by recommendation of a couple of coaches, moved over to Flowdesk, and it really is worth the money. I do pay I think it's $19.99 a month. You can find codes to make it that price online. And it's worth it. Everything is really beautiful. It holds your entire customer list into an email list. You could just easily export into that. And you can create simple content to share. Yesterday, I shared my 5 ways to survive the holiday season, just de-stressing kind of ways. And then tomorrow I have a scheduled post to go out talking about the No Excuse November sale. So I try to balance it out with 3 or 4 emails that have nothing to do with coaching, or coaching's a part of it, but it's not an ad for something. And then my next one would be some kind of promotional material. But it's just really simple. But all of the other freemiums I'll talk about can be incorporated into your newsletter. I'll link a menu or I'll link something else in there, but just something to consider. The next, infographics. And I used an infographic on Canva to create my presentation for tonight, just to show you what they could look like. I'm sure you've seen them, but if you do not use Canva, use Canva. It's so very simple as well. And they have templates, they have graphics, they have everything you could use without getting the premium membership. And you can easily edit and download these into PDFs and have them on hand. I know a few coaches and of us have shared in the past, and if you go into the files in TFD or Tribe Redefine, there's definitely freemiums that other people have put together. We have some Google Drives to share, and it's something I know we've talked about doing again. But anytime you make these infographics, you can download them and put them in a file, whether you keep it to yourself or share it out with the community. And you have these PDFs, these documents to share with people. Some really good ideas for infographics. One that we did a year or 2 ago, Jackie put this together and it was a big hit, were podcast recommendations. We did podcasts for busy moms, and they were just the best episodes of different podcasts about productivity or homeschooling or whatever the case may be. And they were really useful, really helpful. And it just puts it all there, links everything out. It could be yoga poses or running stretches or whatever it is, your favorite book recommendations. You could have an infographic for anything. I created an infographic when I was reading the book. Oh shoot, what the heck was it called? The guy that spoke at Summit. I don't remember. It was a productivity book. Obviously, it really did a number on me. But he had these 5 tips for productivity in your day. And I put them into an infographic, and I cited him and claimed they were from him and just made it pretty for myself. And it was really popular with my email list. Everybody wanted to download that one. The other one, obviously, is our workouts, but make sure you're continuing to update to include all of the free workout samples that are coming out. You can turn that into an infographic. I have mine in a Google Doc that I give a little summary or a little blurb for each of the programs. It links directly to that premium or to that sample workout. And I also have in that Google Doc a link to request more information from me. And it takes them to my Google form where I ask them some questions about their interest and all that background stuff. I'm assuming you guys all have Google Forms or some sort of landing page for people to request info for you and get to know them better. But I have that embedded right into my sample workout list. I will send this to people on Instagram all the time just to get these workouts in their hands. It's also a great thing to share with anybody who you start with the 14-day free trial. Give them that as a first step, or at least it gives them the breakdown for the workouts. And I encourage them to share that with a friend who might want to try the 14-day trial with them. So there's different ways you can use that workout space or those free workout links as well. Amazon lists. This might be old hat to you, but it's something brand new to me. I wasn't even thinking about from a business perspective, but there is a local esthetician that I follow. She is a mom friend of mine, Caden's best friend's mom, and she owns a skin bar with another mom. And they started putting out Amazon lists of their fashion each month. They're just like Amazon fashion finds. And she was telling me the other day how hot these have become in their client base. And they'll just talk about it in their Instagram story, though it has nothing to do with their business. People are clamoring for their Amazon lists. And when people want to seek you out for something other than fitness, you know you have really landed. It's real easy for someone to call me up or text me or send me a DM because they want a good recipe or because they, want to know how to lose the baby weight. But if they want to know something else that's important to me, like what books should they be reading or where did I get the cheapest clothes ever, that's what will help them realize that I am a resource for always. And you are a resource for all different ways. I put together an Amazon list the other day with just organizational hacks that I found on there and tools and ways that I'm going green and trading out different products with more sustainable living. I just put it into an Amazon list and put it into my newsletter. And it is the most clicked link I've had in any of my newsletters ever. And so I'm really going to be working on Amazon lists and trying to create maybe gift ideas or like I put on here, inexpensive workout gear, fashion finds, whatever it is that you find on Amazon. Start putting it into a list. You can make it shareable. And it's just a really nice way to get content out to people. The other thing is, because I know most of us on here aren't at that swipe up feature, people have to request this email from us or request we send this to them. So if I'm talking about my Amazon list in my Instagram story, I ask them to send me their email address so that I can email it to them. Then I ask them if I can put that email in my email list. So I'm growing my email list at the exact same time that I'm developing this relationship and sharing my Amazon list. And growing your email list is really important. Lastly, I don't want you to think about IGTV or Reels as a Instagram only endeavor, but these are really some of the best freemiums we have. When you can put together an awesome ab workout, or you can put together a great cool down post run, or you can put together, the 5 books every mom should read and put that into an IGTV or a reel, you can repurpose that again and again. And the reason I believe it's the best freemium is because you are in it. So not only are you giving content, you are serving your audience, but you are building a relationship with somebody. There's a reason, I'm not getting political, but there's a reason there are political debates. Not necessarily so we can hear about their policies, because we know that policies are promises, but so we can get to know these individuals as people. There's a reason for back to school night this year, I had to log into Google Meet and talk to each of my parents. I couldn't just send them a PowerPoint. I couldn't just, share them my Google Classroom code. People want to get to know you if they want to do business with you, if they're working with you in any capacity. And an IGTV or a reel that you shared 2 months ago because it was a tip you shared then, it was quick, it was easy, I put it in an IGTV, Maybe it's time to repurpose it and reshare it again. Maybe it's time to reference it again. On IGTV, you can also make series. I've done, I've had a handful of different series. I think I'm really cool. And once in a while I'll add to them. Once in a while I don't. It doesn't really matter. But if what I'm posting feels relevant to one of my series, I'll add it in there. And now once a person finds that IGTV, they have easier access to all that other content. I have a book talks one. I have cooking in the kitchen with Kaden as one series. You can come up with all kinds of things. Cool crafts for kindergarteners. There's your series. And every couple of weeks, you'll do a new 5-minute craft and post it in IGTV. Who knows? But these are freemiums. They are, because it's deliverable, educational, shareable, serving content. And that's really our goal. I didn't include, although I realized I kind of did, I didn't really edit this very well, menus on here, but I think menus are the easiest. I have every menu I've ever created saved into my Google Drive for an easy share. So if I'm asking people to sign up for a meal prep party, I will say, and I'm also going to give you a bonus menu when you sign up. So I will send them the menu for that particular meal prep party, but I'll also send them my menu that I created a couple years ago on quick poultry meals to make with a rotisserie chicken. And it's a list of 10 different things I'll do with a rotisserie chicken when I'm short on time. Or I'll send them my overnight oats ebook that I like to think I'm cool and created. If you have these, you can send them to new people at all times, and you always have gifts to be giving. Another way you can utilize your freemiums, and I didn't think about this until just now, something that I used to do very well when I was very consistent with my morning power hours. When you're sending a happy birthday message to someone, send them a freemium. Why not give them a birthday gift? I have an automated birthday message in my whatever it's called, text replacement. If I type in BD Oats, birthday oats, BD Oats into a text, any kind of message, it automatically fills in a happy birthday message that I can edit quickly and add that person's name. And it links directly to my overnight oats ebook that I made. And it's like such a nice, sweet way. So instead of just being that person that pops in and says, happy birthday, you've gifted them something, it always creates a response. So many other times I send a happy birthday message, or I would send one, they would just double click that they liked it, send a quick little smile, and now they'll respond and be like, oh my God, I love overnight oats. Oh, I make overnight oats all the time. I've never tried overnight oats and my kids like them. And suddenly there's a conversation. So utilizing that when you're messaging people. I also, I'm getting off on a little tangent here. I have a follow-up message in my text replacement that also includes a freemium, and it's some of my favorite dinner recipes. So if someone's ghosted me, that's the follow-up I send them. So I never want anybody to think that I've wasted their time or that they're wasting my time, and I send them something as just a little thank you. They want to make a recipe one day, maybe they'll think of me, maybe they won't. Oh well. Let me see, someone put something in the chat. Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
So I have been working this week on generating interest through meal prep, and I have had so many, responses about, can you send me the recipe? And sometimes I just fire it off. They're messy. I'm going to clean them up and I'll probably put them in Canva. So that's the first thing. I don't know how I want to, I don't want them accessible to people. I want people to have to ask them.
Yeah.
Where would how would I do that?
I make mine when I create them I have all of mine in a Google Doc, and the link is by invite only. So I have to add the person in order for them to see it.
In the Google Doc?
Yes. Yeah.
So you know what? Okay. So put it in a Google Doc.
That's what I do. Or I download off of Canva. I download them as PDFs and put them in my Google Drive. And then I have my Google Drive on my phone. Yes. And I can just send that PDF to them.
Okay. Okay.
So, but in the share settings, you can, Kellen, turn that down. It's getting progressively louder.
In the Google share settings, is anyone with the link in view?
Yep, exactly.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And I also have a second follow-up message that just links to someone else's recipe, to the 21-day fix turkey sloppy joes, because I make that so often, or I did when Mike lived here, and he would have it every week. People always wanted that recipe. So if someone really ghosts me or wanted information then wasn't sure, I just send them that. So you don't even always have to create the content you're sending. You can just send them,
I am not familiar with Canva. So that I would make that. And how do I link that to
Am I still sharing my screen? So this is what Canva looks like. So go
in there for like little breezy things, but I haven't.
Yes. So you know, if I'm in my designs and
what
like
I
I
use for a
made,
recipe.
I would do, you could do, they have, why can't I? Templates. You can go into, or you can just type. They've changed this design a little bit. I usually use it on my phone too. So this is weird. Oh, here we go. You can do menu or you can do recipe and see what comes up. And they have templates. I like the infographics. And I also like the layout of calendars on here. Anyway, so you just create whatever you'd like. And then once you have your design, so let's pretend this is like the infographic I just made. Then up here, you're going to click download. And I always do PDF print version. And then it downloads right to your computer. And then you would upload that into your Google Drive.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Download. What did you say? Print?
I do PDF print. I always, unless it's a graphic, the only time I do a different setting is when I do the image on my YouTube videos. Then I do a different one. Because it needs to be a JPEG, but otherwise I always make PDF print because then no formatting changes. Everything is the way it is.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Canva's fun and easy. I use it now for school, for everything, for my PowerPoints and stuff. It's just cute. It's just cute. Anyway, that's that. Right. I stink at this mouse. All right, well, that is all of the content for this evening. What I wanted you to do is to think about a topic that you feel like you could create a freemium for, or maybe you have one already, and start looking at hashtags related to that. So if you're talking about meal prep, start looking at local, or excuse me, not local, but meal prep related hashtags, and just start interacting with some people, adding some followers, so that, you know, people who are interested in that are going to come into your page when you start talking about it. For me, I've been talking a lot about productivity, and I'm making an infographic based on the book that I've been reading for the past couple of weeks. And so I'm going to look at productivity. I'm going to go to Erin Falconer's followers. I'm going to find people from there. So just think about the content of your freemium and start interacting and add some people. Maybe try to add 20 new followers, and then you are free to go. That's your homework assignment.